You gonna come join me? Come on then. Say, hello, my name is Coco, and this is the truth about this year. Yeah? Should we tell them? We are back. As the first video back, I would do something that I didn't normally do, which is just sit down and tell you guys about the truth of this year and how it went. I feel like there's not enough people being real about their year. I feel like a lot of people are quite fake, and I feel like they promote something that isn't necessarily the truth. So I thought I will just sit down and I'll tell you all about my year, the ups, the downs, the good things, the mess ups, everything, the gossip, the juice. So I hope you guys enjoy it, but I will also, after each thing that I've learnt this year or after each experience that I've been through this year, share with you my lessons from it. So hopefully you guys get value from watching this, but also a little bit more insight of what's been happening behind closed doors and behind the scenes. So the best way I can explain my year is that it felt like a roller coaster, that I didn't know what was gonna happen. And I love roller coasters, so you kind of feel nervous but happy and excited. January, February, March is such a blur for me, guys. I feel like I've lost myself in those months. I look back at photos and videos and content that I tried filming for you guys, and I'm smiling, but I'm not there. I just look empty, and I felt empty, and I wasn't glowing, and the reason for that was because I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy with the situation I was in with regards to the people I had in my life, and I didn't know how to go about it. It was just a whirlwind of things. It was just crazy. That's the best way I can put it. It was just crazy. Yeah, January, February, March, I can't even remember because my mind's just kind of blurred those months out because they were so traumatizing. I didn't feel like me, and it wasn't because of me. I knew that I had to do something about it, and I did. I got rid of people in my life, which I don't regret. As I was linking it to a roller coaster, January, February, March felt like, you know when you're on a roller coaster and you're kind of doing the loops and you feel sick? That is how I felt. I never realised how close I was of losing myself within it all. That was January, February, March. And then April, May was when I was like, right, that's it. I'm done. That's when I started cutting people out. And that's kind of how I felt when, imagine you're on a roller coaster, you do the loops, and then all of a sudden it's like a straight line. You feel relieved. You're like, okay, I've made my decision now. I felt relieved. I was like, okay, I'm gonna be fine. I'm not gonna puke on this roller coaster. It's gonna be great. And I just never expected to be in a situation that I was in my personal life. I never expected it to be so difficult, but it taught me a lot of valuable lessons, and it taught me my self-worth, and that no matter what, you should always put yourself first. And I'm a massive giver, so I'll give until I have no more to give. And I will also, help and do a lot, but unless it's also received back, people who are like me, who are givers, you need to start also receiving. And that's one of the main first lessons I probably learnt this year. I also learnt that what people say isn't what it is, and what people can make it out to be, it's crazy, because social media allows you to portray things like this perfect life and all of this. It's all fake. It's mind-blowing. Yeah, I think I learned a lot of valuable lessons from that. June, I would say, was my healing phase. I was finding myself again, and I am so super grateful for the people who were there for me. Those people are the people who I realised I can call my actual friends. They were there through thick and thin when I felt my ultimate best and when I felt like absolute shit. That is what friendship should be. Through thick and thin, they're there for you. And they would pull me up on my bad days, and they would I don't know, like they'd just be so supportive, and I'm always going to keep them close to my heart. They've helped me so much, and this year made me kind of realise and appreciate I might not have a lot of people, but that's okay. Your inner circle is all that matters. Like your friends, your family, your doggies, like that's all that matters. So that was another lesson I learned. And then by June, I was like a whole new person. I felt like I was glowing again. I felt like I got my spark back, my happiness. I was so excited to just finally start living. I felt like I was a bird locked in a cage that finally got released. Like that is how I felt. And I could breathe again. Like it felt awesome. She has a lot to say. I also decided that because of how fake social media is, I just don't want to entertain it. I was like, I don't want to entertain anything. I just want to live my life. And this is the thing. If you're happy with living your life, you don't need to show off on social media. You don't need to tell people what you're doing. You will just enjoy your life. And that's what I decided to do. Live life in peace, in silence, and just with my inner circle. Hence why I haven't posted, and you've probably seen that I've been radio silence on Instagram and YouTube since like, God knows, like probably like February, March time. March was probably the last time I posted, which is crazy. March, April. I decided to live a peaceful life for once, and that's what I did. And I ended up accomplishing some really cool things. So the ultimate goal for this year was to build a business out in Bali. Now, it's a lot freaking harder than I thought. You do kind of need to speak the language, you need to learn their laws, and to find the people that you can trust and build relations with those people. And it's just so much to wrap your head around. But that's basically what I went out and did. I decided to go out to Bali, just go out there to see what it's like and build relations. Now, I've been to Bali before, but it was to see what it was like in business, if that makes sense. So I started meeting a few people, started talking, and I've met some incredible people, and I'm so lucky to have met them. Yeah, like I had such an amazing time just building relations. And also, can we just say, like, the living out there is piss cheap. So it's like amazing. You have a better quality of life and you do it for like pennies. It was really great because I would enjoy the sun, I would enjoy the food, I would enjoy people and the company, and I would build relations all at once with the ultimate goal to build a business out there. So that was a big win. Also, I'd say another win. So after that, I also met someone. And I met someone actually after my healing phase around like June end, start of July. And let's just say they're a very special someone to me. I feel like they complete me. They are everything that I wanted and more, without sounding gay and cringe and whatever you call it. And it felt like a reward from life for going through what I did and coming out the other end. I'm really grateful for this person. We're on the same page, in the same book, on the same chapter. Like, we're just so aligned, and I'm so grateful for that. So that was also a massive win of the year. It just makes me really happy and giggly whenever I think about it. So yes, I met someone and I'm really happy with that someone, and at the moment it will remain as a someone, but you'll definitely see vlogs and you'll be able to know who it is. And if you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know. I'm really happy. I feel like a woman. Like, I feel like a female. And I feel like that's not talked about enough. I feel like I finally found someone who allows me to fit a female role rather than be the man in the relationship, which is great. Then another win I had is, for the first time in my life, I actually flew business class, Amex and all that. Yeah, it was a wicked experience. It was on my vision board, so I felt really grateful in that moment to be able to do it. I also felt grateful to be able to share it with my person. Like, it was just so wholesome. So yeah, I think I changed my mind. I would much rather fly business class over economy, even though I used to say it's the same thing. It truly isn't. So that was a win. And then, like, I don't know, like, my priorities just changed. It was more family and like my well-being than let's grow my business to significant amounts. Like, money at the end of it all doesn't mean anything. It helps you live an amazing life, and you need money, but it won't make you happy in the long run. And trust me, I know this firsthand. Like, I've had money, loads, and I just was so miserable. And I've also had moments where I had no money, and I was sometimes one of the happiest people because of, you start appreciating the little things. A lesson from this year is probably stop being so naive about people. I'm a massive believer that everyone has a good, like, I don't know, everyone has goodness in them, and it's true, but don't be naive. Like, don't fall for it and then they use you. Don't let that happen. Trust me. Another one that I learned is never take one for the team unless you're confident they won't fuck you over. This is more related to business. Now, I had a business with someone this year who I would take out investment with my business relations from my investors. We're 50-50, everything's like split, and out of nowhere, the person decided to kick me out of all logins, change all the locks, you name it, kick me out of the banks, and stop all direct debits, of course. And that meant that I personally would have to repay the money the investors invested into the company without having access to the money that the company was making. That was a massive problem-solving thing that I had to do, and it all came down to communication with our investors and finding a solution together, which we have. But it was one of the most stressful times because it felt so out of control, because I had no control over what was happening, and I somehow had to find an additional income to pay off investors when the company was meant to do that. But because I was logged out of everything illegally, by the way, this is illegal, like, you're not allowed to kick people out of a 50-50 company. If you're both 50-50, that is legal. So yeah, and I still would have to pay for like confirmation statements because they don't do that, they don't pay attention to the company, and loads of other things that I would have to file, and that resulted in a few court cases, unfortunately, because I'm trying to regain access, which is fine, but that will be sort of dealt with my lawyer. So that was a massive setback, basically, what I was just talking about. And I had to adapt. I had to adapt my business, and I had to find a way, because those are my relations with my investors, which I'm going to repay because I've given them my personal guarantees, of course. We overcame that. We're paying them off, well, from my own money, but as soon as I gain access to the business, I shall be claiming all that back. So this is the thing with business, there's issues and we adapt, we need to solve, and sometimes those issues are something that you never see coming. So that's basically what happened. So that was a big lesson, knowing who to trust and knowing who you sit in a bed with, if that makes sense. Like, who you go into business with is like, you need to know them inside and out. Like, I've had some really amazing business partners, and then I had, yeah. C'est la vie, baby. We move, and it's made me more resilient, it's made me stronger, and it's made me more like, fuck it, like, what's the worst that can happen now? Like, that's basically what the shear was. Like, it'd be going shit, and then I'd be like, okay, surely nothing worse can happen. And it'd be going even more shit, and it's like, okay, surely nothing else can happen. And then it'd go just pooh, kaboom, like shit. But tough situations lead to beautiful destinations, and that's another thing that I learned, because I went through all that and I've come out the other end. I feel like I've got a different mindset now. I have a much different resilience to stress. Now if I'm ever put in that situation, I'll be like, oh, happened before, I know what to do, bish bash bosh, done. Like, ta-da. And yeah, I guess all I gotta say is I'm super grateful for my investors who trust me and who even ended up telling me that they would reinvest with me, because I could have ran away and been like, not my problem. But I've gone, look, I get it, I'll take on the responsibility, don't worry. I can't probably do what we said originally, but we'll add interest on top, blah, blah, blah. We'll figure out a way. And luckily we managed to find a way. So grateful for them, grateful for their support. Investors have played a massive part in my business journey. They have invested into multiple of my projects. So for me, my gratitude to my investors is like huge. Like, I'm grateful for them, and I'm so happy that they trust me and that they know I'm not going to run away with their money, and that I can just grow my business and also help them grow their wealth as well. So yeah, like, it's been a stressful year, but we came out the other end. Another win, I'm trying to think. Another win, I guess, is just my happiness. Like, I'm so happy where I am in myself, and that is probably your number one asset. Like, if you are not okay, nothing around you will be okay. And if you're a business owner, if you're not okay, your business won't be okay. Trust me. So because I'm okay, everything's great, and I'm just really grateful to be having the opportunity to go through all the struggles that I did this year and be able to sit here with you guys and go, you know what, I did that, and fuck me, was it hard, and fuck was I terrified and scared, and there was days and weeks where I would just cry, like it wasn't fun, but looking back at it, I'm like, whoa, like I did that. So I think it takes a certain type of character, and the main thing you need to keep telling yourself, which is what I told myself, is don't give up, keep going, you don't fail until you stop. Like, until you give up and stop, you don't fail, because you keep going and you'll find a way. And I'm just grateful for the people who I had around me who were able to just help me and just help me stay on track, basically, because yeah, I needed help rebuilding, and I'm so grateful for them. I'm trying to think like about wins of this year. Oh my god, yes! I was nominated to be the finalist of the Young Property Investor of the year 2024. That came out of nowhere. Like, I got a message saying like, you should sign up, you know, loads of people have nominated you, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, why not? Signed up, didn't think much of it, and out of nowhere, I was announced as the finalist. I was like, what? I just kind of signed up because I felt like I had to if people mentioned my name. But like, finalist, Young Property Investor of the Year 2024, that was like, whoa. To be able to be in that room for that award ceremony was like huge. So yeah, plus I got to dress up, and we had like this very over the top photo shoot on our iPhones. I'll put a few photos around, like they were so cute. So yeah, that was really cool. And then I'm trying to think, like, there is so much that has happened that I just haven't shared, and some I have shared, because like I've just been enjoying my peace. So I guess this video was the overall truth of this year is we had some really shit times, and I had some really good times, and I had some really difficult times, and I had some problem solving and overcoming, but overall I have just been enjoying my peace, and that is why I haven't been on YouTube or on Instagram or Facebook. But this video, mark my words, I'm back, and it says high temp again. Allow it to cool. Great. So we're back. Let's try again. Yeah, overall this year has been a massive roller coaster. I started off feeling sick and not like myself. Then I started off being hopeful, and then when I came out of that all and started enjoying life, I felt like you came off the roller coaster, which is so excited and going like sick, I want to go again. And that's why I say this year for me was literally physically like a roller coaster. It felt like it. Looking back at it, would I relive this year knowing that it got me where I did? It's difficult to say, but like, yeah, I would. Even the difficult and the hard situations I would, because it built me the character and the person that I needed to build to be me today. So, and I believe everything that happens, it happens for me, not to me. So maybe if you can take away anything from this vlog is, remember, whatever's happening to you right now is not happening to you, it's happening for you. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, trust me, it's got a plan. There will be a way. it's just gonna work out. So yeah, this year has been wholesome. I just wanted to catch up with you guys, kind of like I catch up with a friend, and just be really real, be really truthful with you. And now that you're up to date, what I will also say is that I did also go in my healing stage to Portugal, and I did vlog that. So I will also be sharing that with you guys. And I did also vlog Bali. There is a lot of vlogs, plus I did also set up a few properties. There was one that I put on my socials, but other than that, you guys don't know. I've also vlogged those. There will be a lot of vlogs that I've vlogged from this year, but I wasn't ready to post them. So starting from next year, don't you worry, we've got a bank of content, and I hope that you've gained something from this video, whether it was just catching up with me about what's been going on, why I've gone radio silent, or whether it was just an update to know where I am and all of this. Yeah, or even if you're learning from my lessons, like I'd rather you learn off my lessons than go off and do the same mistakes I did. So I hope this has helped you in some way. And if not, then I'm not gonna lie, I just enjoyed doing this video, like just sitting down, chill, having a little gossip, and I talk for England, so like, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have stayed till the end, Coco wants to say thank you very much. And we shall see you next year. Happy New Year, guys, and thank you so much, and Merry Christmas if it's posted before Christmas. But yeah, bye. Psst, I almost forgot to tell you, if you haven't subscribed already, give it a subscribe, because you don't want to miss the content that's coming out this coming year.